your business is research and analytics and insight. So what have you seen change over the years in how people want to be communicated, the context, how they want to be spoken to by brands? That's really what I'm interested from your perspective.
Sure. Well, I think there's a couple of things. First of all, there's the issue of consistency. Consistent message across multiple channels. I guess the second thing that I would say is that it's really about numerous screens moving to one screen. So, we're in a world of change where consistency is critical, but the screen issue is coming into play increasingly.
Interesting. So did you have a chance to see Mitch Joel yesterday?
I did, yeah.
So what I thought was interesting, it's something I've certainly talked about, but he articulated very well, and the idea was sort of active advertising versus passive advertising, depending on the context. Obviously, end of the day, I'm relaxing on the couch, I don't want a brand screaming.
Yeah.
Was that something you subscribe to? You believe that there's these different modes that people are in?
I haven't heard it put that way, but often it requires someone to jolt you a little bit for you to think about it in those terms. And yeah, I think it does make some sense. Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm not totally sold on the passive component because I think there's perhaps something that's actually in the middle.
Okay.
I think there might be something that's in the middle. To me, passive is actually when I lie down and pass out.
Right.
And then I'm completely passive.
My wife would argue I'm passive a little bit too much.
Yeah.
So question for you, I mean, you've been in the research business for a long time.
I have.
Have you seen, with social media, have you seen people more willing to share information in the mode we're in now, as opposed to back 10 years ago? I might be stopped in a mall and I'm asked a series of yes/no questions. Does social media allow people maybe to be more vocal but anonymous? Like, could you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I think that again, if we're kind of cutting to the chase with bite-sized pieces of information, I think the primary difference isn't more or less. It's that it creates a two-way conversation.
Right.
So that when I think about our business 15 or 20 years ago, it was really a one-way vehicle. We ask questions, you answer them. And now increasingly there's a dialogue that takes place. So, we're building communities where those dialogues are taking place. That doesn't mean that what we used to do has no place. It most certainly does, and it will continue to. But there's incremental opportunity rather than a flat scenario.
Great. I don't want to hold you up because you probably want to get a snack. I just have one last question.
Yes.
Would you say so far today, has this been your best on-camera interview?
No.
I wasn't expecting that.
I'd have to say no.